The Dakar Rally has rules so mental that breaking one could cost you 2 hours, rip your door off, or leave you stranded in the desert with nothing but a spanner and a prayer. And we're not talking about your average motorsport rule book here. This is the toughest race on Earth. 2 weeks, 8,000 kilometers, Saudi Arabian desert, dunes the size of office blocks, rocks that'll snap your suspension like a twig. And if you think you can just rock up with a fast car and send it, you're about to learn why 40% of competitors don't even make it to the finish. The Dakar isn't just racing, it's survival, and the rules reflect that. Some are there to keep you alive, others are there to keep it fair, and a few, well, they're just absolutely bonkers. But here's the thing, most people think the Dakar is just about going fast in the sand. It's not. It's about not getting lost, not breaking your car in a place where no one can help you, and definitely not speeding through a village at 140 kilometers an hour, because that'll earn you a massive penalty faster than you can say, "I've made a huge mistake." So, let's break down every major rule in the Dakar Rally, like you're 10 years old. And by the way, I'm going to be posting a lot here, so it would mean a lot if you subscribed and dropped a like for the algorithm. Point 1. Vehicle categories, the classes. Right, first up, what can you actually race? Now, we're simplifying this because Dakar's full rulebook is massive and slightly insane. For cars, the Dakar has a few main categories, and they're not just random. Each one is designed for a specific type of machine and a specific type of lunatic who wants to drive it. T1 Ultimate. These are the big boys, the fastest, most expensive, most advanced machines in the rally. Think prototype race cars built specifically to destroy deserts. 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. Doesn't matter what fuel you run. As long as it's fast and it can handle getting launched off a dune at 180 kilometers an hour, it's in T1. This is where the factory teams play. Toyota, Audi, Ford, the works. T3 Challenger. Lightweight prototype buggies. Smaller, lighter, less powerful than T1, but still proper race machines. These are the underdogs. The privateers, the blokes who've mortgaged their house to go racing in the desert. They're quick, but they're not ultimate quick. T4-SSV, side-by-side vehicles. Think of them like souped-up quad bikes with a roll cage. Production-based or modified. Smaller engines, lighter, cheaper. This is where you'll find the weekend warriors and the absolute nutters who just want to say they finished the Dakar. And then there's trucks and bikes. But we're focusing on cars here because that's where most of the chaos happens. The key rule, your vehicle has to meet the technical regulations for your category. No swapping engines mid-race. No turning your T4 into a T1 overnight. You race what you registered. End of. Point 2, navigation, the roadbook. Now, here's where it gets properly mental. You don't get a map. You don't get to drive the route beforehand. You don't even get to use Google Maps. What you get is a roadbook. A little scroll of paper or a digital screen that tells you step by step where to go. Distances, compass headings, symbols for hazards. That's it. Every morning, 5 minutes before the stage starts, you get handed the roadbook for that day. 5 minutes to look at a route that could be 500 kilometers long, through terrain you've never seen, with instructions that look like hieroglyphics. And if you miss a turn, if you misread a symbol, if you go left instead of right, you could lose an hour or more, or you could end up in a ravine. The roadbook is the single most important thing in the Dakar. More important than your engine, more important than your tires. Because if you can't navigate, you can't race. You do have GPS, but here's the catch. You can only use it to validate waypoints. Little checkpoints scattered around the route. You have to pass within a certain distance of each waypoint, or you face serious time penalties. Sometimes up to 2 hours for missing critical control points. No overall maps, no following other people's tracks. Just you, your co-driver, and a piece of paper telling you to turn right in 3.7 kilometers at a heading of 247 degrees. Good luck. Point 3. Assistance rules, you're on your own. Right, so you've broken down. Suspension's gone, tires shredded, engines making a noise like a dying walrus. What do? In most motorsports, you radio your team. They come out, they fix it. Job done. Not in the Dakar. In the Dakar, you fix it yourself. Or you get help from another competitor. That's it. Those are your options. Your service team can help you in the bivouac at the end of the day. But out on the stage, you're on your own. And it gets worse. There's something called a marathon stage. This is where the organizers really twist the knife. A marathon stage means no external assistance at all. Not even at the bivouac. You stop at a remote camp in the middle of nowhere and you have to fix your car yourself. No mechanics, no spare parts from your team. Just you, your tools, and whatever you can beg, borrow, or steal from other competitors. Oh, and there's the 48-hour chrono. 2 full days, 1,000 kilometers. No assistance. You stop at a remote bivouac at 5 p.m. on day 1, sleep in a tent, wake up at dawn, and do it all again. If your car breaks, you fix it. If you can't fix it, you're out. The only exception? If you're in serious danger. If you hit the emergency button on your tracking device, a helicopter will come get you. But that's it, you're done. Disqualified. Race over. The Dakar doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about whether you can survive. This is where Dakar stops being a race and becomes a survival test. Point 4. Time penalties, speed limits, and screw-ups. Now let's talk about how you lose time without even crashing. The Dakar has neutralization zones. These are sections where you're not racing, usually road sections, villages, places with actual people living there. And in these zones, there are speed limits. If you speed, you get penalized, and the penalties are brutal. The faster you go over the limit, the worse it gets. A few kilometers per hour over, you're looking at minutes added to your time. Push it further. The penalties escalate fast, go way over the limit, and you can lose up to 2 hours, just like that. And remember, this is a race where stages are often won by seconds. 2 hours is a death sentence. Miss certain key waypoints? Penalties can reach 2 hours. Forget to validate a control point? Same deal. The Dakar is not forgiving. It's not here to hold your hand. It's here to test whether you can follow the rules under the most extreme conditions on Earth. Point 5. Safety rules, staying alive. Right, let's talk about the serious stuff. The stuff that keeps people alive. Every car in the Dakar has a Sentinel alert system. It's a tracking device that monitors your position, your speed, and whether you've stopped suddenly. If you crash and the car stops moving, the system automatically alerts race control. If you don't respond, they send a helicopter, or an ambulance, or the nearest competitor, whatever's closest. The Dakar has multiple medical helicopters, a full moving hospital in the desert, doctors, nurses, medical cars, firefighters with extrication gear. Because when you're racing through the desert at 180 kilometers an hour, things can go very, very wrong. Every competitor has to wear a HANS device. That's a head and neck restraint. FIA-approved harnesses, fire extinguishers, roll cages, the works. And if you need medical extraction, that's it. You're out. The race is over, because the Dakar will let you break your car, but it won't let you break yourself. Point 6. Stage types, how the race works. So, how does the Dakar actually work? What's a stage? What's a liaison? What's the difference? The Dakar is made up of special stages and liaisons. A special stage is the timed bit, the racing bit. This is where you're flat out, navigating through dunes, rocks, riverbeds, whatever the desert throws at you. Special stages can be anywhere from 150 to 500 plus kilometers. And your time on the special stage is what counts towards your overall classification. A liaison is the bit in between, the road section. You drive from the bivouac to the start of the special stage. It's not timed, but you still have to follow the rules. Speed limits, traffic laws, no shortcuts. Then there's the marathon stage, which we've already covered, no assistance, remote bivouac, survive or die. And the 48-hour chrono, which is basically a marathon stage on steroids. 2 days, 1,000 kilometers. No help, just you and the desert. The 2025 Dakar is roughly 8,000 kilometers total. About half of that is special stages. The other half is liaisons. 12 days of racing, 1 rest day, and a whole lot of pain. This next rule exists because teams used to cheat a lot. Point 7. Technical regulations, torque meters, and cheating. Now here's a rule that sounds boring but is actually massive. In 2025, the FIA introduced torque meters for ultimate category cars. These are sensors that monitor your engine's power output in real time. Why? To stop teams from cheating. In the past, teams would run illegal engine maps. More power than allowed, more torque, more speed, and it was hard to catch them. Not anymore. Now, if your torque meter detects an infringement, you get penalized. The penalties range from seconds to minutes per stage, depending on how many times you've been caught. A few infractions, you'll lose seconds. Keep pushing it, you're looking at minutes, and it adds up fast. And here's the kicker. The torque meter is always on, always watching. You can't turn it off, you can't hack it. If you cheat, you get caught. The Dakar is getting serious about keeping things fair, because when you're spending millions on a factory race car, the temptation to bend the rules is massive. The torque meter is there to make sure no one does. Point 8. Original bimodal, the hardest category. Right, quick one here. There's a subcategory for bikes called original bimodal, also known as male moto. No outside help at all, ever. You fix your bike yourself, every night, in the bivouac, With the tools you carry, the organizers give you tires and wheels, but that's it. Everything else? You're on your own. This is the purest, hardest, most mental way to do the Dakar, and the people who finish it are absolute legends. So there you have it. Every major Dakar rule explained like you're 10. You race in categories. You navigate with a roadbook. You fix your own car. You don't speed in villages. You don't cheat with your engine. And if you crash, a helicopter comes to get you. The Dakar isn't just a race. It's a test of skill, endurance, and whether you can keep your head when everything around you is falling apart. And that's why it's the toughest race on Earth. Now, if you thought these rules were mental, wait until you see what happens when drivers actually break them. I've got a video breaking down the biggest Dakar penalties and disqualifications in history, and trust me, some of these are absolutely wild. Click the video on screen now, and I'll see you there.